Hello everyone, welcome back to 3D Reviews. The last one got a pretty damn good response, so I'm going to be continuing that. And 3D Blu-ray Bunker in the comments guessed that the next one would be Hugo, and he was close. That is on the list, but we're actually, obviously, as you can see, we're going to be looking at The Life of Pi. This is an Ang Lee film from 2012. And Ang Lee considered this movie to be he considered the book to be unfilmable. He was like, it can't be done. And as he was touring through India in 2009, just before Avatar came out, he decided that he wanted to do the movie in 3D. If he was going to do it, he was going to do it in 3D because 3D was like a new thing at the time, or new thing at the time for digital cinema. And he was like, if I'm gonna take up the challenge of filming this book, I might as well take up the challenge in doing it in 3D. And he was incredibly impressed with the format and how he was able to use it to tell the story. So he decided that he wanted to continue that, and he was true to his word. He filmed Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk and Gemini Man in 3D. I haven't seen either of those. I heard Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk was really good in 3D. I'll have to pick it up one day. I think you gotta get the 4K to get the 3D version, which is fine by me. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Haven't seen this movie in a hot minute, and there goes the pupper barking, but yeah, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Get them glasses on. Alright. Oh, that's good. I don't know why it started me at the credits. So I believe this is the first 3D movie to win an Oscar for Best Picture. It should be noted that the VFX studio that behind this movie, Rhythm and Hughes, ended up going out of business. Like, they filed for bankruptcy literally the day before they won the Oscar for Best VFX. Nice bit of negative parallax with the hummingbird here. Or it appears to be a hummingbird to me. Probably isn't that. So this whole setup sequence here, it's a bunch of nice, cool looking 3D images. Nothing too extreme. Very small, interaxial. But they have a lot of layers in these images, and they're really there to get you intimate with these creatures. So like the way that they have the zebras lined up, you know, there isn't much volume in these shots, but yep, see here, we got some more fun bits of negative parallax. I almost feel like these shots were kind of like test shots, and they liked them so much they put them in. They do something clever there with the text. They actually have the lemur's head come around over top of the text to like further push the 3D effect. So look at all the layers we have in these shots. We have the spider web, and then the bird on the rock, and then stuff in the background. They're really doing a lot with layering so they can continue to push that 3D effect. It's wild how these filmmakers that they've never touched the medium before. They're really talented ones, and they pick it up for the first time and they just... I won't talk about the Hugo. I almost went in to talk about Hugo. We'll talk about Hugo when we get to Hugo. Ang Lee really took the 3D and ran with it. Nice negative parallax there with the little... I want to say Komodo dragon, but I'm not certain. See, that's a cool shot there. This hand reaching out towards the audience. That's a classic 3D shot. I mean, that was in Dial M for Murder. But it's effective. It's a nice little storytelling thing. Got some nice layering there with the way they have the shot set up, the blocking. Alright, so filming this stuff, all this stuff in the water is brilliant because it's almost like a free space where you don't have to worry about any ground or anything coming out of the screen. You can just focus directly on the subject and allow them to come out into negative space much easier. Almost as if they're flying, but they're in the water. Some nice little layering here with the kids. All these shots are very well set up. You really kind of puts you in the seat of where the kids are. You know, like you're sitting right behind them. Alright, coming up here is another awesome 3D moment. It really, you know, puts you in that cosmic feeling with how large the universe is. I should mention the 3D is very reserved in this first act, and that's to kind of juxtapose everything that happens later. Coraline kind of does a similar thing, but it's more of a back and forth ping pong between the real world and the fake world, whereas this is more of a ramping up of the story. It's an upward slope instead of a, you know, a wave like that. I'll put it this way, 3D is really good at packing a punch, but you gotta pick and choose your fights. This is a nice shot with a lot of layers. There's something about natively shot things versus post-converted, and I don't hate post-conversion as much as I used to. I think it has a very important part in filmmaking, but there is a way that native 3D picks up on little details. Just like the way it looks. It's more consistent, it's hard to explain, but you can, if you've seen enough of these movies, you can tell when something's post-converted and when something's shot. Slowly increasing the depth in each of these shots as it gets more tense. So many filmmakers have said that 3D really helps bring out the performance on an actor's face, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more the things how they use the 3D. And in real life we see people's faces in 3 dimensions, so when you see it in the movies or on video or whatever, you're able to connect with it a little bit more because it's more of how we experience the world. That's why it's more of an engrossing experience. You really pick up on the little details. This is a really excellent shot with all the beams leading off into the horizon. Our ship, the Simpson, pushed on bullishly indifferent to its surroundings. The 3D really makes those transitions super cool. Alright, so we've increased the depth and the volume here, and we're about to head into our big storm sequence. You have some bits of rain coming out to the audience. Alright, so they've slowly been increasing the volume since he opened that door. The rain and water effects in 3D are very effective. Kind of feels like it's dripping right off the glasses. I'm really impressed how they were able to get all these really close shots with this much volume. It's not an easy thing to do, especially because you don't want to make it too extreme. They had a nice balance with all the bubbles bubbling up into your face. 3D really helps with this shot. The scale and the size of this massive ocean liner sinking under the waves. How teeny tiny Pi is. Even outside of all the 3D, this movie is absolutely stunning. Now he's on the boat, they're out in the endless ocean. How do you make a compelling 3D experience out of that? There really aren't that many layers. You can have the ocean just extend way into the background, and like I said in the last video in Coraline, unless I ended up cutting that part out, I can't remember, but 3D really does help blend special effects in with the real world surroundings. And as it would turn out, apparently filming in 3D is way, way cheaper than post-converting. Some good layering on the waves there. That freaking, when the shark, I call him a shark. When the tiger leaps out from under the tarp, dude, every time. I remember the first time I saw that, it got me good. And even when I knew it was coming on subsequent viewings, I would still flinch every time. There are movies where they do the 3D in a certain way that makes you flinch. I know in The Walk they have a moment like that. They have a pole that falls out of the screen. helps draw you into the experience of what you're seeing. Some really good dimensionality on that tiger's face right there. Makes him more menacing. There you go. Get that good negative parallax. Right down to where about Pi's eye level would be. So, once again, putting you into Pi's situation. This is a really nice shot. Alright, check this out. Bam! Really cool effect there. And he's tossing it out towards the audience. Doing a lot of cool layering with the 3D here. Yeah, there's another flinch-worthy shot. It's a really cool 3D moment here. The whale coming up out of the water. Comes another one of the film's big 3D money moments. So this aspect ratio change is something that a lot of filmmakers like to do for 3D, and it's pretty decently effective to help with the negative parallax while the fish is splashing out of the screen, like this shot here. That's really good. It's a nice bit of negative space action there. The stick. This whole sequence with the underwater and the animals is a wonderfully trippy scene. Bits of colors and things coming out at you. And it's reminiscent of the scene earlier with space. It makes you feel like you're flying through the ocean. So this forest setting provides a lot of fun 3D stuff. A lot of layers with the trees and the stalks and the branches. It's a cool effect. Goes from like 3D to flat and basically black and white, which is like a nice little commentary on the use of 3D in this movie. Anyway, I know I didn't have as much to say about this one. It's just kind of a consistent 3D presentation. It's not a bad presentation. They do have some fun moments in there for 3D, and really, for first time effort, was incredibly well done. I do want to look into Ang Lee's Billy Lynn's halftime walk. Good stuff. I not super high on my list of favorite 3D movies. I know that's kind of sacrilege. A lot of people have really expressed their excitement and endearment towards the 3D in this movie. And like I said, it's very well done. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. And Ang Lee was just getting his feet wet with it, and he did a great first effort. Yeah, it's just a solid 3D experience with some fun moments. Obviously, it's a fantastic movie, so pick it up just on that merit alone. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, this is equally as well received. I hope you guys checked out my other video about Intermediate Terminal Warehouse number 3 and the Fulton Gas Works. Let me go ahead and mute that. Anyway, I'm going to edit this video together, get it out. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are staying safe. And I will see you guys next week.